What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about Grady Jarrett. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. And will Grady Jarrett be a part of this Atlanta Falcons team in 2025? That's the million-dollar question. I've seen numerous videos already where they've talked about Grady Jarrett. But I really feel like yesterday, with them finding out that the cap will be going up for all the NFL teams, I really feel like that was a relief for the Atlanta Falcons and Grady Jarrett. And I really feel like Grady Jarrett will be a part of the Atlanta Falcons roster in 2025. I would be very shocked if the Atlanta Falcons cut Grady Jarrett, even with the salary that he's making. I really feel like Grady Jarrett is one of the cornerstones of that defense, one of the only defensive captains that we have on this team outside of Jesse Bates. He's the locker room leader and things of that nature. So if they were to get rid of Grady Jarrett or cut Grady Jarrett, I really feel like at this point you'll be looking for a new leader and a new face of the franchise. Now, it could happen because we know that the NFL stands for not for long. But with me seeing the cap going up yesterday, that basically just pointed towards Grady Jarrett staying with the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be, like I said, really shocked if the Atlanta Falcons cut him. To me, Grady Jarrett still plays at a really high level. I do believe that Grady Jarrett has lost a step due to him having that serious injury where I believe he tore his ACL 2 seasons ago. And we seen that last year where he was coming back from that serious injury and he kind of slowed down throughout the season. But I really feel like the biggest issue with the Atlanta Falcons is they're going to have to get more help on the defensive line. Guys are going to have to step up. Grady Jarrett is no longer that guy that should be getting double teamed and triple teamed on the defensive line. We're going to have to add to this team another defensive tackle that can be more disruptive to take some of the pressure off of Grady Jarrett. And we're also going to have to add more pressure on the edges as far as outside linebackers and defensive ends, whether it's in the draft or whether it's bringing in a bigger free agent that can, wreak havoc on the defensive line. But I really feel like Grady Jarrett is here to stay. Being that he's one of those guys, like I said, that's been with the team since he was drafted out of Clemson. He's a Georgia native, one of those guys that's huge in the community and things of that nature. And we know that the NFL is a business. And being that he's really close with Arthur Blank, being that he's really close to guys in that locker room, and him being one of the guys that's a pillar in the community, I would be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons decided to move on from Grady Jarrett. Now, I do believe that Grady Jarrett still has probably about 2 to 3 good years left in him. He's one of those guys that's still really good at stopping the run. Still one of those guys that's really quick, has that short area quickness where he also can be a pass rusher from the inside of the defensive line as well. But I really feel like the Falcons are going to have to go out and bolster this roster during this offseason. Now, a guy that I could see going would be David Onyemata if they decide to move on. I really feel like it'll take a lot of guts for Terry Fontenot and for, the Falcons. If they were to cut Grady Jarrett, there will be a lot of upset fans and things of that nature because Grady Jarrett is big in the community and things of that nature, and one of the better or best players we've had in the trenches for over the last, 5, 6, 7, 10 years that he's been with our Atlanta Falcons. I'll be very, very shocked if the Falcons decided to move on from Grady Jarrett. And personally, I believe that the Falcons should allow Grady Jarrett to play out his last contract, which I think he has like a year or two left on this contract. I would allow him to play out that contract, see if the Falcons could, get to another Super Bowl or possibly make another deep playoff run. And then maybe after this contract is over, maybe he goes on to greener pastures. But at this point, I would love to see Grady Jarrett here. Being that Grady Jarrett is one of those guys that have stated that he wants to be an Atlanta Falcon. He was one of the main reasons why Justin Simmons decided to sign last year with the Atlanta Falcons. He was one of the guys, both him and Jesse Bates recruited Justin Simmons. So I really feel like we shouldn't take Grady Jarrett for granted. He's one of those guys that has been one of the best interior defensive linemen over the last 10 years since he's been in the league. Outside of the premier guys like Aaron Donald, and a number of guys you would name in the Chris Jones. I would put Grady Jarrett right there in that second tier as far as a really, really good pass rusher from the inside of the defensive line, a guy that's very disruptive, a guy that gets a ton of pressures, doesn't always get a ton of sacks, but he's one of those guys that creates penetration in the middle of the offensive line as far as pushing the pocket and things of that nature and creating one-on-one opportunities for the guys around him. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Grady Jarrett. Do you believe that Grady Jarrett is here to stay, or do you believe that Grady Jarrett will be cut sometime this offseason? Personally, with seeing the cap go up, I think that Grady Jarrett will be here to stay, at least until his contract is up. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Grady Jarrett. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.